So, today we are now continuing the yesterday's discussion. Yesterday we had the discussion, slightly, whatever little I know, about duties of the wife, and now continues with the example of Archie. And she went to the forest and husband was taking terrible austerities. And that is the Prabhupada says, Vanaprastha means tapasya becomes very strong. And at that time, where she is following her husband, she is a queen, she can enjoy in the palace, okay, you go take tapasya. And where Prabhupada says, particularly the last days, last 2 decades of our life, last 20 years of our life, we should become very serious. Everybody should be serious all the time. And we do not know anyway when you are going to die, but certainly we know you are not going to live beyond 100. But generally people, nobody lives till 100 nowadays. Generally people between 60 and 70 die. That's general. So therefore, the last 2 decades, Prabhupada says 20 years of life, become serious in spiritual life. Just like we have examination now. The good student needs studies throughout, but at least before the exam, he becomes very serious. And it is going to be decided. And how dangerous it will be if we are thrown into some species. And actually how dangerous it will be if we are serious, if we take birth again in this world. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, don't take another birth in this world. Now how much serious somebody should be to advance and become serious in Krishna consciousness. I have to take birth again. So Prithu Maharaj, he doesn't need to do all this tapasya. He is a Shakti Vaishnava. He can directly go back to Godhead. Similarly, Narayan Rishi, they are the Lord himself, Narayana, and Narayana the Archana. They are also doing severe tapasya. But why? To set an example how life is meant for tapasya. Human life is meant tapodipya. Yesterday night we were discussing that tapasya should be guided. Now I start some foolish tapasya, life is for tapasya, I do something. No sir. Guided tapasya. As the scriptures are enjoined, like that we do. And we cannot imitate the instance. The purport talks about the instance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wife. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wife, she was Vishnupriya. Her name is Vishnupriya. And when he accepted sannyas, she was only 16 years old. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left home, he never came back. And she did terrible austerity. In fact, she is Lakshmi herself. But again, she is also an example of austerity. And we cannot imitate her. Neither we can imitate now Prithu Maharaj. He is from another age. He is a Satyuga. The body was ready for that. And the example of her, it is given that she used to chant 1 round. After chanting 1 round, she should take 1 grain of rice and keep it in front of her. Then chant again 1 more round. And 1 more grain she was keeping. 1 more round. She was doing Nama Japa. Maybe, I don't know what is her mantra. Maybe she was chanting Gauranga or this thing. But anyway, after every chanting, she used to keep 1 grain of rice. And as much as collected, she used to cook and eat. Anybody is ready for that? In a day we chant 16 rounds, that is also difficult. We will get 16 grains of rice. Eat that. So we should not imitate, and don't try to imitate. That will become, if you imitate this, that will become foolish tapasya. There are different kinds of tapasya. One is called guided tapasya, divine tapasya, tapodipya. Don't try to imitate. They are all Sakshat Lakshmi is doing that tapasya. Don't try to do that. But try to understand this principle, that principle of tapasya is important in my life. Life is not for enjoyment. Prabhupada is saying therefore, to become fat is not good in spiritual life. In fact, anywhere we go, we see sadhu's fat means it's a wrong example. No, we don't feel inspired. We see somewhere we are eating, a sadhu eating. It doesn't look encouraging that he is doing some tapasya. It looks like he is not, vairagya is not there. He wants to still enjoy. Still he wants to enjoy this world. But we have to keep the body fit. So everybody should determine actually. actually, but it's not that then he says I'm weak. No. Whatever service I'm doing, I have to use this body for it. Today, we have to liberate ourselves through this body. So everybody should be driven, but it should be reasonable to keep his body fit and healthy, so that with full strength he can serve Krishna. That should be there. At the same time, we are not looking to become attractive or eating to become attractive, eating to become, just like some people have, they go to gym to develop muscles. So that is not our intention. Our intention is that the body is fit to serve Krishna. That's all. So now, coming to the main point of the shloka today, look at the faithfulness of the wife. And therefore, today we have the general tendency, girls are married at late years. It is difficult. Sometimes Prabhupada also told to a devotee that when the girls marry at late years, it is difficult for them to fix also the mind of the husband. And on top of it, if it is not a pure environment, generally as you see today, and already so many things are inside the heart. If not a boyfriend, at least some film star enchanted by that. So how she will be enchanted by the husband? It's all difficult. But actually, what is best is that it's always recommended. Prabhupada used to say, we are repeating this point, nothing wrong with co-education, the girls should be married early, so that we don't have this garbage which is going on. Girls are there in engineering college, medical college, but all married. They should not be unmarried boys and girls. Prabhupada used to say, free mixing of boys and girls is a symptom of degradation of the civilization. And today they think we are advancing. What is advancement? And it does not help. Socially, it does not help actually. With no way, we can, in a retrospect, just analyze and think about it. It does not help the society, this free mixing of boys and girls. Because dormant desire is there. Fire and butter comes together, butter will melt. Therefore, voluntarily, it is good. These things are created. It's a good system. Every culture there is there. Some systems are there. So the free mixing is never encouraged. Prabhupada says, nobody appreciates us. We may say so many things, but heart of the heart, when we see it, we don't appreciate it. It's not good. There is some construct. In fact, it's not that now we don't preach. We go out to preach, both we see. But private meeting should not be there. Then it doesn't look good. Privately something is going on. That will not be nice. So now we go, how much faithfulness we see. Now because they were changed from childhood, they are trained, no distraction. Early they are married to the husband, and there is a husband now. And husband is exalted. He has come from Gurukul, he has been trained very nicely. And she is fortunate, he is not an ordinary person. Prithu Maharaj is an incarnation of the Lord, empowered incarnation. A different kind of incarnation. One thing, sometimes the Lord is personally present, Swamsha. Something is Vivinamsha, with the Jiva who is empowered. Prithu Maharaj is in the second category. Jiva who is empowered. He is a great personality. And he is so exalted in his character. When he was a king, he was a hero. She was also enjoying in the palace, sitting like the queen. And he was so great a king. So she was also enjoying. See, he received the great sages, 4 Kumaras. Before that, he received the Lord himself came. So she always had, proud. Any woman is proud to have such a great husband. Where the Supreme Lord also descends to give darshan. Where one of the most exalted sages, who are also one of the Sampradaya Acharyas, the 4 Kumaras, they come. So she had the opportunity to see her husband serve great sages, serve the Lord, and be the king, a great aristocratic king. And now she has left everything, has come to the forest to do austerities, next stage of his life. And she is following him in all the austerities. And she has become very frail and thin because of the austere forest. What do you eat? You eat fruits, you eat leaves. And she is also following him in that, and she has become very thin. But she is so happy serving a great husband. So this is how the Vedic society was arranged actually. Now today it cannot be some crazy husband. Every day my wife should come, wash my feet in the morning, touch it. Are Baba, are you like Prithu Maharaj? That should not be there. First deserve, then desire. Sometimes what happens, people read all this, but And they are very happy. They tell their wife, see, Prabhupada is saying like that here in this scripture. And Prabhupada also many times told to leave the husband which have fallen. Everything is there together. You cannot just take one side of the instruction. We have to take everything together. So, here the condition we are seeing, Prithu Maharaj is so exalted and she is feeling so happy, pleased in serving him. And it is going on. And this serves as an example for any woman, therefore, that it's true, husband is always by nature dominating. That's the nature of the male. And wife should not fight. Prabhupada says the house will be a chaos. A wife also start fighting and arguing with the husband. At the same time, husband should also understand that he is not like Prithu Maharaj and not expect that kind of, aura. But at the same time, because the center, while they are cooperating, another point is, because center is clear. Their center is very nice. The center is to go back to Godhead. And she knows, I need his help for that. He has been guiding me, he is competent to guide me. Now, so much advantages there in serving him. I am spiritually advancing. And generally, after the husband, now he is a Kshatriya. Kshatriya stay till Vanaprastha. Generally, the husbands, even the Brahmana, the next stage is for them is sannyasa. They will go out and preach. So at that time, the wife comes back home. And it's not that comes back home, children will definitely take care. She is not enjoying. Now what she is doing? She is doing wonderful tapasya. Continue tapasya life. That is so common in India. We see now sannyasa is hardly there. No sannyasa. Husband, when they grow up instead of doing tapasya, they want to watch 140 channels every day. So then where there is remaining a respect that if somebody is involved like that. But there is tapasya. Life is meant for tapasya. And she is getting a privilege. So there is a common goal now. The common goal is there. What is the common goal now? To go back to God. And everything is therefore situated in the right place. So this should be our life. Our life should not be simply enjoying. That is not the life. In fact, as devotees, we are continuously cultivating this. That Krishna is the enjoyer. I am not the enjoyer. I am participant in Krishna's enjoyment. And we develop this, therefore, a service spirit. Yes, Krishna, I am your servant. And this service spirit should enhance day by day, day by day, day by day. Should enhance. And then the more we enhance our service spirit, Prabhupada says, in proportion to that, Krishna reveals himself. Yes. More and more I develop this spirit. Yes, Krishna, I want to serve you. More and more Krishna reveals himself. And that is how because we can handle Krishna's glories. Suppose you have no service spirit. Now Krishna, as smallest of the glories, you become envious. The moment we develop service spirit, then more we can handle Krishna's glory. And it is a reciprocal relationship, vicious cycle. And more we feel Krishna's transcendental nature, the supreme Lord of all the cosmic manifestations. You see every time in Bhagavatam they realize Krishna's glories. Either Brahma realizes or we see Indra realizes. The first thing they say is the transcendental nature of Krishna. They realize. Now similarly the Acharyas also, the Guru also, they manifest their glories in the heart of the devotee. And more service spirits it develops toward them. It is not artificial. It is not sentimental. We offer some prayers to the Guru. It is realized by proportion to our surrender. And then our heart is filled with the transcendental, fully awakened in our heart, the transcendent nature of Guru and Krishna. But the Guru should be transcendent. Not that some material Guru and we can impose upon it. No. Just like the Shastra talks about it, talks about Guru being respected as Guru of God. So Bhagavatam clarifies that. Bhagavatam says in the 10th canto there are 3 kinds of Gurus. And that is, I think, the best solution for today, for the society. Number 1 Guru, it says, is that parents, they are also Gurus. Because what do the parents do? They also guide us. Guru means a teacher. The second level of Guru is somebody who gives the initiation, gives Diksha. and he is competent to supervise our spiritual life, characters, and further guide us. And then there is also one Guru, Krishna says, who connects you to me, who brings you back home to back to Godhead. And this Guru is, Krishna says, to be worshipped as good as me. Something similar to what is there in Nectar of Instruction. Kanishta Madhyama and Uttama. Kanishta Adhikari, when we see who is serving Krishna, we respect him within our mind. Respect should be there for a Vaishnava. Yes, we meet karmis and we talk to them so humbly, and devotees we become envious. No, that is craziness. Respect it always there. Oh, devotee is trying to serve Krishna. Madhyamadhikari, when he is more firmly established in devotion service to Krishna, then we give him obeisances. And then when we have one more stage, and somebody is a Mahabhagavata, fully absorbed in the Lord, who can give us Krishna actually. Now this person is to be respected equal to Krishna. Now it has happened, in fact what is needed in spiritual life is called honesty. Everybody should be honest. Speak on the level of your realization. Don't say I am Mahabhagavata. Don't say like that. Be clear. If somebody is worshipping you like a Mahabhagavata, immediately upset. Because we can make a mistake. We can see, we look at a sadhu, tilak is there, everything is there, we may get a mistake, we feel, oh, he's a great learned saint. But the reality, he knows what is the reality. So he should not artificially pose himself. So please. Suppose somebody starts saying. And similarly, how can somebody expect Guru Puja? Because not one line of the Guru Puja is fit for that. He should immediately say, no, not this prayer, some other prayer you can say. Oh, we are a Vaishnava trying to serve Prabhupada, that's fine. But don't say Nikunja Yono, don't say like Shri Guru prayers also. Charana Padma, what Charana Padma? Nothing is there in my Charana. Immediately say, stop it. You can respect me, but don't worship me like the Acharyas, please. That is a problem. So that way, if there is some level of honesty and truthfulness, then it is very fine. Because honesty and truthfulness is not there, then people get a shock. Because they expect something and something else is no. So in both sides is needed, things are needed, then things will fall into the place. One truthfulness element is accepted, other things will follow. Prabhupada used to always say, even though in the qualities in Bhagavad Gita becomes a Samadhama, but Prabhupada used to always, whenever he starts with truthfulness. You see the qualities, truthfulness. In the first quality, Prabhupada says of a Brahman. So you should be truthful, that's all. This is my level of realization. See, I am just speaking based on Bhagavatam, trying to preach the message. Prabhupada used to say, emergency. Emergency means no law. Prabhupada used to many times say, actually none of you are qualified for the role. But there is an emergency in the world today. Message has to be spread. So not that we become mental and sit down, no, I cannot speak. No, please speak. Glorify the Lord. Situation is like that. But at the same time, we should know where we are situated. So don't be artificial. Be honest to the level of realization. See, this is a situation. I can speak to this much level. Rest, I can philosophize, hypothesize and speak. But it is beyond my level of realization. And if somebody is worshipping you as Mahabhagavata or something, say, please, don't do that. Now, if this is done, if everybody follows the simple law, honesty, then it will be so nice. And then there is so much pleasure. There is natural pleasure. Like Archie is feeling so much pleasure in serving the husband, so much pleasure. So nice. It is so nice. And just like Prabhupada, so great. You see the photograph, the face of the Prabhupada servant, glowing like so happy to be with Prabhupada. The whole day, so happy. In fact, Prabhupada used to keep rotating them so that everybody gets a chance to do personal service to him. So this austerity principle is very important, and today this austerity does not exist in the society. Austerity, why? Why will somebody do austerity? Because he knows, I am in a disease condition. Why? When the doctor comes and gives, sometimes in Ayurveda we give the kashaya, very kadwa. But why the patient takes it? He takes it because he knows, I have to take this, it is good for my health. So why is austerity taken? Because person knows I have a disease condition, I have a crazy man. I need to do austerity to advance his spiritual life. If somebody is not convinced that he needs austerity, he will never do it. So first thing we should be convinced, tapasya is needed for me, for this crazy mind. The spiritual world, there is no austerity. They are always dancing with Krishna. Why a healthy man takes medicine? There is no need of taking medicine. Medicine is for us. Because we are crazy. Therefore austerity is there. My prescriptive doctor says don't do this, don't do that. That's called austerity. So Shastra says don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. So we follow them in a guided way. And we follow the austerities, we advance in spiritual life. Okay? So in that way we can take. So these austerity now is that we also have to today, family man, husband, wife, 50 years, they should go to the forest. And nobody recommended that. Bhaksala Prabhupada also did not recommend, neither Prabhupada recommended. He said, no problem. We can sit in a temple instead of traveling on the roads, on the forest. You travel to the temples, Prabhupada developed so many beautiful temples. Stay in those temples. And don't engage in sex life. In fact, Prabhupada's order was, in the temple if somebody stays, husband and wife should not be together. In fact, so many temples, problem happen because of that. People lose respect actually. Once they lose respect, nothing, president cannot work if the devotees don't respect him. So therefore, even if Prabhupada said, generally householder should not stay in the temple compound, even if he may be president. But in case he has to stay, in fact, Prabhupada used to always prefer brahmachari or sannyasi should be president. But sometimes he said, yeah, grahasthas, they can do this well. But some grahasthas are so proud. He said, no. President means grahastha should be the president. What can be done about that? But actually Prabhupada said, in case, but Prabhupada was very quite clear, president generally should be brahmachari or sannyasi. But in case president is a grahastha and he is in the temple, he feels that his necessity is some because of certain need, he should stay. Prabhupada said, husband and wife should not stay in the same room. She should stay in the brahmachari ashram and men should stay in the brahmachari ashram, because this is an application for the West where brahmachari ashram was there, whatever it is. They should not stay in the same place in the night. It gives a very bad example to the devotees, it disturbs the whole atmosphere actually. So this was a very nice principle. So but point was that wherever you stay, the grass outside of the temple separately, whatever way it is, now principle Vanaprastha is that no sex life. People become austere. Another point is that today we see also, as people grow more than 50 years, they come to the state of becoming like children because they become dependent. Anybody over 50, more and more, day by day, becomes dependent. He cannot do his basic functions. Now, if he maintains an austerity level where his requirements are minimized, then people don't mind also helping. Minimum requirements. But here it is, after 50, we see so many places. They want to enjoy this. And then what happens? They say that, generation gap problems. So many problems are happening today. Our children don't like, to so much take care. No, I want this, no, I want this. And if you are behaving like that, the children have their own work to do. We don't expect them, they will close the office and sit at home. And now you want that, now you want that, your list is ready every time. No, they must stay there. And now children are not ready to supply because it is unnatural. Then what happens? And one thing is that after 50 years, person should become completely indifferent. They should not meddle, but they meddle, put your head into everything. Why this you are doing like that? Why this you are doing like that? But who told you to do all this thing? Sit down and now chant Hare Krishna. Prepare, sir. Sometimes they say, parents say, I am very worried, my dear son, what will happen to me after I go? I am still there in this world, I have more time than you, on an average. Nobody knows how long he is going to live. So I have more time, I will take care. You take care of yourself now. Suppose somebody is going for an exam after a few hours. Now he should take care. Other person still has time. You take care, be serious now. So spiritually, everybody should be selfish. There is nothing wrong in that. So a person should take care and be serious and advance. But today what happens at home, the parents are there, they become old, they put their head and nose into everything. Why this here? Why? How can two people run a car? Steering only one person can hold, no? Where two persons hold that. So therefore, Chanakya's advice was always, below 5, child give him full freedom. Whatever he wants, supply him. It's too small. Generally parents do that. 5 to 15, now is the time for training. He was scolded at 15. And 15 plus, it should become like a friend now. And 25 plus, indifferent. Any family that follows that, there will be peace in that family. But if you can, and this is material, if you can now bring Krishna conscious to that family, it will be so sweet. Even the father is so old, suppose. What he can do? He cannot do anything. He can give some charna in the temple. The house should be like a temple. Somebody can, yeah, that's very nice. It's very nice. Because center is Krishna. If the center is not Krishna, then previously the parents were old, they were fully so much they will tell the grandchildren. So the parents are a little busy, the grandchildren have more time. Prabhupada used to say sometimes, grandfather is always more kinder than the father. And previously we used to think Prabhupada is the grandfather. Anyway, whatever it is, father or grandfather, Prabhupada is always very merciful. So the grandfather is always more kinder than the father, Prabhupada used to say. He used to, sometimes when disciples of worship came, so used to say, even Bhaksana Prabhupada will give you so much blessing, they're so nicely distributing books. Always used to encourage devotees like that. So anyway, the grandfather has time, so he can tell Krishna Katha. But today where they themselves don't know Krishna Katha. They themselves are watching TV all the time, reading novels. They want still material enjoyment. And they are frustrated. Mostly the old people become senile because the body does not allow them to enjoy. They become senile, they become mad. And they see that they are no longer attractive, nobody looking at them. Young people look bright, they are shining. People look at them and they are moving things, they can run. They see more and more day by day, they are neglected, they become upset. It is true in the Vedic culture, youngsters will take care, they are also responsible. We see the example of Yudhishthira Maharaj. After the war, Dhritarashtra, he still maintained Dhritarashtra with all affection. And he kept him in the palace, and every day he used to go before his day because pay respects to Dhritarashtra. And even ask about his welfare. How are you? Today nobody wants to even go here from the old people. How are you? Because there will be problems. Hand is paining, leg is paining, head is paining. It's a problem. Old age is like that. So inquire, he used to inquire like a gentleman and even take an advice and affairs of the kingdom. What do you think? You're planning like that. He kept him very comfortably actually. That's a great example. Very great example. So today there's no time like that where there was so many examples. Where today more and more the youngsters want to. There was a nice story I was reading. Some youngster felt that if he can go abroad, his father all his life saving can only have one room flat. It's a material example, but some principle is there, Ugar Karma in the society today. So he thought if I work hard and go abroad like most of the software companies send children abroad, then a father instead of one room can have 2-room apartment. So he went abroad. But as usual there he got married and had children, got used to life there. And not easy to get leave because when you come to India, you cannot come for 2-3 days. 15-20 days you need a leave. So you don't get a leave like that. Maybe once in a year, sometimes after many years you are able to come like that. So he come to India, and then the problem is that when he came, he somehow met his parents, but then expenses are growing in America, could not do much. And then finally he was back into America and his father died. And they called him but he could not come. So neighbors did all the ceremony. Neighbors' son was not there. And then finally he got frustrated. He left his job, came to India. And his wife also left him because of all so many disturbances. His wife wanted to come back to India, settle down, but he was stuck there. His children did not want to come to India and the children stayed in America. He came down in India. Wife was divorced or died, she was died. And then after that, he's about to die and the children have not come. And again the neighbors probably is thinking will do the ceremony. And it's all this happened because one more room. So society has become Ugar Karma. Actually, basic needs are met, and people are not satisfied. For a little more money, they make themselves crazy. That is another reason why generation gap problems are there. Parents are neglected and not taken care. But now, if you bring among all these situations, because we cannot turn around now, the world is moving like that. If you can bring Krishna in the center, one thing, the parents will be so happy. If they are chanting the name of Krishna, they are reading from Bhagavatam, there is so much pleasure. Number one. Number two, if somebody follows principles in his life, even old age is not so bad. Old age becomes bad when you don't follow principles in your life. We have destroyed our body because of illicit sex, because of intoxication, because of meat eating. Then at the time of death, the body will it's a misused vehicle. Will give more trouble. So therefore, it is also good. If you are saintly, then old age is also less trouble. Less trouble. And then, even if some troubles are there, you are not crazy at that time. You are experiencing a spiritual pleasure. You are dhira, not adhira. If you are adhira, you go crazy. Little trouble of old life, people want euthanasia. Crazy. They don't even know the goal of life. One more day, if I can live in this world, I can chant the name of Krishna. Keep chanting the name of Krishna as long as the body takes you. In fact, they asked Prabhupada, what is the last wish? Prabhupada said, the last wish is this: don't take me to hospital at the time of my death. In fact, many people today, at the time of death, even the children are not around. That the last, emotionally, he likes to say last few words to his children. The material, but joke is, he is surrounded by doctors with all machines. Yeah. Dangerous looking machine, fearful looking operation theatre, fearful looking, big. Suppose sometimes you go to an operation theatre, you get frightened. Huge machines are there, and like big injections they are making. A fearful death. You die scared. You have to die of proper consciousness. So now so many things you have to think about now. So many things, food for thought we have now opened up, but in the old age at least, if a person is focused on Krishna, then he can tolerate the difficulties which are tam titikshasya bharata, which are there in this life. And definitely we should pray to die among devotees who are chanting the name of Krishna and somehow go back. We don't know how many millions of life it will take, but our desire is to go back to Krishna's service. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.